Now students, we will discuss about the phylum Porifera. One thing you keep in mind students, you should know one or two example of each phylum or class, and you should know the basic characteristics. When you remember about the example, you just come to know about the characteristics also. So member of the phylum Porifera, and what is the meaning of Porifera? Porifera means the bearing pores, are the simplest multicellular animals known as the sponges, and these sponges are also used for bathing also. The majority of sponges are marine creatures, means you can get these type of sponges or phylum Porifera in the sea and oceans, though some are also present in the fresh water such as Spongilla. And some genera of marine sponges such as Spongia and Hippospongia are used as the bathing sponges. So what are the basic characters? From the name itself, you come to know that they have the spongeous body. They lack well-developed organ system but have different types of cells to carry different various life process. So these are the structure of a sponge, and they have the hollow body. Outer body is covered, you should write only they have the hollow body. Then adult sponges cannot move from place to place, but their larvae can swim freely in the water. Next, sponges have the ability to regrow or regenerate the lost damaged parts, means they can develop the new body parts. Second one is the phylum Cnidaria. Cnidarians means the nettle in Greek, and they are generally the aquatic, and you can find them in the sea and oceans. They are distinguished by the cnidocytes or the stinging cells, means they sting you. They used to poison and capture prey, means Cnidaria generally kill their prey with the help of their stinging cells. Example, a hydra or the jellyfish. Hydra and jellyfish are the example of the phylum Cnidaria. And Cnidaria was previously come in the phylum Coelenterata, means hollow body. Hydra, jellyfish, sea anemones and the corals are the example of the Cnidarians. Next, what are the characteristics? They have a body cavity called the coelentron. So what is coelentron? The body cavity present in the Cnidarias, and they act as a digestive chamber and help in circulation of water within the body. Their mouth is surrounded by tentacles and containing cnidocytes, means they have the stinging cells on their mouth which help to capture the prey. Cnidarians can be stationary or free swimming. Stationary examples are coral, and the free swimming example is a jellyfish, means jellyfish generally move from one place to another, but the corals generally stationary. And you have might known about the coral reef of Australia. So these are the generally the corals which are the stationary or reside on the same place. Then Cnidarian can regenerate their lost or damaged body parts. Like Porifera, Cnidarians also regenerate their body parts. Third one is the phylum Platyhelminthes. So platy means flat and helminthes means the worms. So the worms come under this, and they are generally the flat. Like you have seen the sellotape or the top ramen, these are like that, flat structured, and they are known as the Platyhelminthes or flatworms also. So what are the journal characters? You can see these are the sea anemone and the coral, and this is the example of Taenia or the tapeworm. So here we will see they have a soft unsegmented body, means they don't have the segments. They do not have a body cavity and lack circulatory and respiratory organs, means they do not have a body cavity, means holes. Their digestive system has one opening which is used both for ingestion and egestion. Ingestion means taking in the food, and egestion means throwing out the waste. So they have a single opening for eating and throwing the waste. Most organisms belonging to this phylum live as parasites on other animals. Generally, they are the diseases causing worms. They live in the body of animals and the human beings. Next is the phylum Nematoda. Nematoda means thread-like structures, and they are cylindrical worms. Like flatworm, they are cylindrical, otherwise they have the same characteristics. So examples are roundworms and the hookworms. Their body is elongated, as you can see in the diagram, cylindrical and thread-like, tapering at both the end, means very narrow at both the ends. Their body has an outer covering called the cuticle. So on the outer body they have the cuticles which line the digestive system and the body opening. The head can be easily distinguished from the rest of the body. So you can easily find out the mouth of the nematoda. As in the flatworms or the platyhelminthes, only one mouth is there and you cannot identify easily. But in the nematoda you can easily find out their head. Many nematodes are parasite. They are also generally the parasitic, means lives on the body of other animals or the human beings. Next is the fifth one is the Annelida. They are segmented or ringed worm. So generally the example is earthworm and the lugworms. So earthworm, if you have seen, you can easily give the characteristics. They are generally aquatic or lives in the moist terrestrial habitats. You know that if you have seen the earthworm, you can see they are generally lives under the moist soil. So annelids have a tough but flexible fibrous outer covering. So this is the diagram of the earthworm. The body of most annelids are divided into multiple segments. So you have seen in the earthworm they have the segmented body. Most annelids have well developed circulatory system, excretory system and the nervous system. The digestive system, most annelid comprises straight tube with the mouth and an open anal opening, means they have mouth to eat and they have the anal to excrete the undigested food or the waste material. Then sixth phylum is the phylum Arthropoda. Arthro means the joint and poda means the feet. So Arthropoda means the organisms which have the joint feet and they are the largest phylum. It includes insects, spiders, scorpions, centipedes, millipedes, shrimps, lobster and crabs. They all come under the arthropods. So arthropod, you have seen the insects. For example, spiders, crabs, these are the example of arthropods. So what are their general characteristics? They have the segmented body, means you can see their legs, head, stomach or abdomen. Abdomen means the stomach easily. They have a tough exoskeleton. If you have seen, their outer covering is very tough. You can see in the grasshopper also, butterflies also, generally they have the hard tough covering or the exoskeleton. Arthropods have well developed organ system, but instead of blood they have the hemolymph. Their body fluid called hemolymph circulate within the body cavity called the hemocoel. So instead of blood vessels like humans, they don't have the blood vessels, but they have the hemocoels which are filled with the hemolymph. Means instead of blood they have the hemolymph coming in direct contact with all the organisms. Most arthropods lay eggs. Some types of arthropods such as scorpions give birth to their young one. Young arthropods may resemble their parents. And then next is the phylum mollusk. Mollusk means soft. In Latin, mollusk means the soft. It is the second largest phylum and mollusks have the character. So first of all we should know what are the mollusks. Snail, oysters, mussels, octopus, these belong to the phylum mollusk. So have you seen the snail? Nowadays you can easily find them. So they have a soft body covered with hard shell. They have a specialized feeding structure called radula. They have the radulas. Like arthropods, they have an open vascular system, means without blood vessels. And examples you have already studied. If you keep the example in your mind, you can easily give their characteristics. So basically you should know their characters and one or two examples. Next one is last phylum, that is eighth phylum, is Echinodermata. Echino means hedgehog and derma means skins, means they are generally the marine animals which lives in the sea and ocean and they have spines on their skin. So they can come in variety of shape and color. Examples are starfish, sea urchin, brittle stars. So you can see this is the starfish and this is the sea urchin. These are the example of Echinodermata. They have an internal skeleton of small bone-like structure and can be flat plates, rod, crosses, etc. Their body can be divided into 5 equal parts. So Echinodermata have 5 body part divided into 5 parts. And a network of water-filled canal within their body help them in feeding. The canals have extension known as the tube feet projecting outside through the skeleton. The tube feet help them in feeding, respiration and attaching themselves to the surface. So what is the significance of the tube feet? Means that this tube feet help them to feed, respire, etc. Many echinodermatas can regenerate their body parts. So we have studied about their different characteristics. Students, in the next video, I am going to write the characteristics in a table form or a tabular form, so that can you easily find out their characteristics.